First off, rest in peace, neighborhood nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, based over here.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What up, good people? Welcome back to your favorite pod's favorite pod. And we back with a brand new episode 201. This is the 3-Man Weave podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, your guy B. Cannon. Who I got with me?
You already know who it is, your boy Hill. And Hill go here regardless, baby. Let's get it.
You already know what it is. You got your favorite guy. I'm claiming it. In these next 200, I'm going to become somebody's favorite, goddammit.
I'm sold.
But you got your favorite guy, Mr. Never Go Full Zion, AJ. You know?
You never go full Zion, bro.
Never.
But listen, y'all catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3-Man Weave, Instagram to the 3-Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Speaking of Zion, my brother,
I'm glad it's full Zion, because if we, I don't even know if we could say the other word that used to be with that phrase no more. We might get canceled. So
I'm about to say, what was the word?
I said we made it to 200. Fuck it.
It's from
No.
It's never go full retard, but they took that word out, so it's like it ain't politically correct. Hey, you might as well go full Zion. It's the same thing.
It's funny because
It's not me.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, okay.
At all.
That's the thing. That's why I'm not surprised, not one bit. Bro, you from the middle of nowhere, Carolina. Like
South Carolina.
We seen them people he was playing against.
Yeah.
He got down to New Orleans and lost his ever-loving mind.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. So it's like we've seen this happen before. Like we've seen this on the smaller scale. Like we've seen people cross, fraternities, sororities and lose their damn mind. Like we've seen people get money and lose their mind. So it's like just seeing this from like this activity from Zion is definitely not surprising at all. It's not even disappointing no more. It's just like, okay, he's the next one. Like he's the next one. Like
so here's my thing. The thing that I'm disappointed in. If the phrasing of the things that the young lady was saying is true, that's the issue. Because, bro, you are Zion. You don't have to lie. You are a millionaire. If she was gonna do it, she was gonna do it regardless. And if she wasn't, guess what? You're Zion. You could hey, what did they say? Hey, she a sack chaser. It's plenty of sack chasers out there where you ain't got to lie, dog. Like, just go ahead and say, hey, look, I'm at my baby shower right now, but I'll be there later.
It's in his nature, man.
That's the problem with the first overall pick and the second overall pick. Where are they OGs teaching them the game? They ain't got no OGs.
Yeah,
OG would have told Zion, hey, bro, bro. The real player shit is just telling her the truth.
Yep. Fact.
my whole thing is though, okay, he lied. Let's say, okay, cool, he lied. What's she mad about?
She ain't know, that's why.
So
cuss him out. Okay, Cuss him out. Get it out your system.
But-
Why do we have to know?
But because that's the world we live in, bro.
And that's the problem.
She. Okay. All right. You're right. I'm not even going to. Okay.
So
I mean, I agree 100% with you, Hill.
has anyone in
But
attendance?
unfortunately, that's good for her.
Has anyone in attendance kind of reviewed her
Bad
resume?
pub, good pub, it's all the same.
You talking about her
Did you-
resume?
Yeah, because I have yet to do some research. I was
I
probably
have.
going to do some research tonight, but
No.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know how you feel. I'll say it. I'll be the one.
it ain't worth it.
I'm familiar with her work.
Damn, did I freeze?
I've been freezing,
Oh, you
so I know it's definitely been me. I'm familiar with her work, and I don't like her work because I don't really watch a lot of. I don't like interracial porn. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what the combination is. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? So I deviate from it because I found her on Instagram, went to check her workout, her work. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, this is what you really accustomed to. Okay, cool. I ain't gonna really keep looking at you because this ain't what I scrolled for. You know what I'm saying? I have options. I can go to another category. You know what I'm saying? So I choose to go to another category. But I can see why she upset because I mean Zion, a country boy. Hey, country boy cornbread. Raised off cornbread. Started off short paper. Now he getting long bread. She ain't used to this. You know what I'm saying? She ain't used to this. If you ain't gotta look at her work. Just scroll the potential of the videos. You will see.
And that's really why she hurt.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't Zion. I don't know. Pause.
Yeah, that's
I'm
that's
gonna pause
what it is,
that.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? She got some of that Zion work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So them hamstrings work then. We know.
Yeah. And he going all crazy. And the way that she acting, he went crazy. he what Eddie Murphy said. He hit it with the ooh. Yeah, both of them with it. The other one probably just got he doing right by the other one. So
taking pictures with it, posing with it.
Yeah, I mean, taking his pictures, he doing the right thing. So she chilling right now. But
What was funny? She talking about, so what was you gonna do? You was moving me to New Orleans. New Orleans, New Orleans is big enough for you to be on on the other side of town. Like you ain't got to be next door.
You might have been in the Callio.
Like,
Callio projects.
Riff Ward.
You know what I mean? Look.
He's still moving to New Orleans.
Yeah, she had to get her her frustration off.
Yeah, so now you're gonna be in a rent control department because you're causing too much problems.
Yeah.
You was gonna have an elevator, but now you got the garden style walk up.
Funny thing about it, I hope she pregnant too. You know what I'm saying? I hope she's pregnant too.
I hope she is too, so they can redo her stomach because the way that they did her abs is all kind of off.
Or her body is
he should be ashamed just off of that.
No, I mean that's
what
they like. Some people like it.
Yeah, man. Be you, man.
She ain't just do it for no reason.
You can't say be you. Well, yeah, you're right.
That's him. I ain't look, bro. I ain't here to judge.
I think that was in reference to Zion. I don't know.
You got
definitely was. Yeah, you with me here.
These trying to get the Havana Gingers though. Okay, I see you. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
But yeah, this off topic, man. Is there a second verse to the twins part on the intro?
I believe ask. No, I think it is. It's a whole song.
Yeah, whole song.
I need the second verse, man. I was gonna ask y'all that before we got started, but it got away from us. But it's like, bro, like I just know it's a second verse to that. My fault.
Yeah. Nah, you're good, man. I think we should just go ahead and get to it. But hey, everybody said prayer for Brittany Rentner. Ain't nothing wrong, but she just getting stretched out too. Okay.
Getting
to the finals. Knock the lining off.
Oh man. It was a report that the viewership is still the exact same from last year. So the fact that everybody wasn't
what
gonna
did
watch this one. Everybody gonna watch this final. It's boring.
What else is on TV?
Something else. Baseball.
Does anything matter in baseball at this time of year? And I watch baseball, but if there's a baseball game, I don't give a damn if it's the Yankees right now. I'm watching the finals.
Bro, it's just the simple fact that people have to say, they have to complain that the mainstream, the big market teams aren't in there.
Sick of people complaining, bro. Like, what are you mad about? These are the best teams.
Can I make a statement here?
These are the best teams. There ain't no other teams that can beat these teams. Who the hell else are we gonna be watching? I don't want to see the Celtics. I don't want to see the 76ers. I ain't gonna mention my team. I don't want to see the Suns. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see the Warriors. These are the guys, bro. So it's like, bro, what the hell?
Why are we still talking about the viewership when viewership has always continued to increase, regardless of who is going to play in the championship? I don't get it. It's the same with football when they be like, "Oh, the NFL don't want these two teams in the Super Bowl." Why the fuck not? People gonna watch it.
Yeah,
The Rams could barely put people in their stadium, and then they played the Bengals. And you get what I'm saying? And it was a great game. It had records. The halftime show was great. All of that. People still watch. The viewership for the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets is on par with other like finals. You know why? Because people are going to watch, because people like these sports. You can't just say like all this time people saying, "Oh, we want parity in the sport. We want parity in the sport. We're tired of super teams. We're tired of super teams." And then you don't get a super team, and then the mainstream media is like, "Oh, is anyone going to watch? When are we going to get some of the blue bloods in here?" Nobody cares. Same with the NCAA tournament. Like, it damn near wasn't almost no blue bloods, but people's watching San Diego State. Damn near, like, come on now, like. Yeah. People have become fans of the sport, and what has as crazy as it sounds, what has done that? Gambling.
Mm-hmm.
People are gonna watch because people are going to have a vested interest, and honestly, it's going to allow people who aren't fans of these smaller market teams to really get involved, because guess what? They have a vested interest. So you don't need the Lakers versus Celtics. Yeah. And even now, what we have seen, what people have considered small markets, they're a lot of times starting to be the better team.
Yeah.
Milwaukee. People like Milwaukee. Is that Chicago, Boston, New York, LA? No. Phoenix. Phoenix has a solid fan base, but you wouldn't consider that one of their greater markets.
No.
You get what I'm saying? People have been trying to get,
it's second. It's right under there though.
Like
right. It's like, but then you look, even you look at the Heat. The Heat should, like, Miami should be a giant TV market, but even when LeBron came there for a while, like, people was leaving games because guess what? Hey, bro, it's Miami. We're not trying to be sitting in this arena. We trying to go to the beach.
Yeah.
We just gonna go here, get these flicks off, and then we out.
And bro, it's been. I know last game it got away after I said that it's my fault. I should have never said that Caleb Martin was fault. As soon as I said that,
he ain't hit a shot.
And no one else did for a hot minute neither. So but it was a good game up until then. And so far, it's been a great finals to me. It got a chance if Miami wins the next game, it's tied 2-2. Like, what more is we gonna want? And I truly think that they now it's gonna be tough because that when Joker and Murray are on right now, they I don't know who can stop that when they're clicking. And it all depends if Murray's shot's falling, because when Murray's shot falling, it's like he get out of the game if his shot not falling. But man, I don't know who can stop that. But the Heat have been playing real good team ball. So it's like they got a chance somehow, some way, and they got a good coach. So it's like if they can get this next game at home, we got a hell of a series on our hand. I don't know what the hell anybody has to complain about, especially knowing the fact that we're about to be done with a lot of sports. We're only going to have MLB And if you watch, soccer, if you watch Major League Soccer, I don't. For real, I'm not even gonna sit up here and
FC
cap.
Cincinnati is in first place, and Messi just signed with Inter Miami.
Yeah,
And
he
I
did. I
just say,
do know that.
so side note, it's crazy because this shows the power of these soccer players. So before Messi signed with Inter Miami, the Inter Miami Instagram page I think had like a million something followers. I think it was 5 or 6 days after Messi signed, they became the most followed American sports team, surpassing the Cowboys in
That's
6
crazy.
days.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And so that just shows the power of it. They'll like the final game of the season. Messi actually plays here in Charlotte against FC Charlotte at the Panther Stadium. Usually for FC Charlotte games, it's only just the lower bowl. They opened up the entire stadium for sale. Just shows you the power of these soccer players, yo.
Yeah.
You
What'd you say?
But this let me for Chris. One, I normally hate on MPJ, but one, he's a young player, and two, I feel like so far this playoffs, he's played really well. Like for a young player, you can't. I mean, you of course you want him to just always, but it's like it's real life, bro. Miami's a good team. They're making adjustments. Their goal is to not let others kill them, because to Hill and AJ's point, if you've seen episode 200, I mean, their plan might be to let Joker cook. So that means we gotta stop MPJ. We can't let him cook. If we let MPJ cook, we lost for sure. So it's like he's probably seeing looks he ain't never seen yet in the NBA. Can you be mad at that? I think he's having a good playoff, and this is from someone who hates on MPJ. I really don't like him, but he been healthy this year, and I really can't hate on that. And he a tough player, man, for sure. So we gonna see though. So it's like
he definitely having a terrible finals. I mean, but the aspect of they have bodies that they can actually throw at his way, so they can contain that matchup. Like I said,
Jokic, and they can't afford to let him get out. If they do, it's over, bro.
Jokic is doing practically whatever he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? Which is, I believe, what part of the game plan, because like I said, like we said, let him cook, but you cannot let him get cook. You can't let him cook and have the assist.
And that was my point, that if you do let him cook, that was a possibility. But we've seen both sides of ours so far in their 2 wins.
Which was the beauty, like I said, which was the beauty of the debate.
That's why we do
it. It was the fact, but the fact that Jamal Murray had we got one. That's the beauty of Jamal Murray. Like we understand that he's the X factor. Like say he's going to be the catalyst of them propelling to if they win the championship. We understand Jokic is the best player. We understand his greatness. We do understand the value that Jokic has. But like I said, they're not going anywhere without Jamal Murray, and it shows when he has a good game, they win. Like I say, they win. It don't matter. Like I say, it don't matter nothing else. The stat probably is whatever in O when he in the playoff when he has a good game.
You know, Hill, this is all your fault.
What did I do?
This is all your fault.
Okay, I'm listening.
Prior to the 2018 season, there was a top 25 list of NBA players that came out.
You disrespected Joker.
And they had Jokic on there. You went full heel, regardless. Jokic? Yeah. We talking Jokic?
Yeah.
And this motherfucker ain't stopped since. He went from top 25 to top 5. 2, top
and 3.
He ain't 2. Like, come on, like that's what
now I remember that vividly. That was one of our early stages of the podcast, like I say, and that's when we got, people, the supporters were definitely sending us things that we wanted to talk about. They sent us the top 25 list, and they had Jokic at 10. He was 10. And I was like, no, ain't no way in hell I'm having him at 10 at this point. I didn't say he was trash. We made our list, and he still was in my top 25 at the time. He might have been top 15 for me, but he just wasn't 10 for me. And that's when remember I was waving the flag for Jimmy. I had Jimmy in my top 10. And people started to catch on. Okay, Jimmy is top 10. I started getting that, acclaim. But at the same time, on the flip side, like you said, Jokic heard the disrespect, and he was like, "Oh no, boy, start winning MVPs and some more."
Right? Yeah,
they ain't trying to get a chip.
Oh man, so I'll take the blame for that one. I definitely disrespected that man, and he definitely. We say this all the time. Oh, he heard the pod. We joke. We say, "Oh, he heard the pod." Oh, they heard the pod. And all that.
He ain't forgot.
If he ain't hit the pod, his brother heard the pod. But get back to the finals. Like I said, the game 4 is not like I said, but game 4 is tomorrow, Friday. Mm-hmm. That's a must-win game for Miami.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah,
because I don't give a damn what they do after that. If they, they either they can sneak up and get another game and try to prolong the inevitable, but they have to win game 4.
They don't get game 4. It's just gonna be like, hey, do we want to go ahead and get them up out of here now?
Yeah.
Or before we go back to Miami?
It's gonna be over. Like it's gonna be over.
It's like, do we want to have another weekend in Miami? Or we just want to go ahead and
we can go to Miami right now anyway, because the season gonna be over.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. They win it in Denver and still throw their championship party in Miami.
I mean, you can't run from it. You can't run it. You can't run, and it's documented. You like you said, it's documented. So it's like you said, if people want to go through the archives and hear the disrespect that I gave that man, I mean, it's there, like you say. So you can't run from it. Hey, you win some,
you lose
some,
but you live. You live to give another 10.
Yeah, that's 2 Friday references already. First 30 minutes.
But overall, we have been getting a good finals. Like I said, I've been thoroughly entertained. It's a real chess match, to be quite honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the chess match is more so from the coaches. Like absolutely. I think Malone and Spo is definitely trying to figure out the lineups, the when to attack, when to play defense, when to scale it back. Like this is a tale of two. This is a tale of two coaches that's going head to head. And shouts out to like I said, we know the greatness of Eric Spoelstra. We know what type of Hall of Fame coach that he is. But shouts out to Mike Malone. Getting the recognition that he's deserved. You know what I'm saying? He answering the bell as well. Like you say, he is annoying as hell. But I mean, hey, come with the territory, man. You got to use what you got to use to get what you get, and he definitely used it. So shouts out to them, man. But shouts out to the finals, man. I'm thoroughly entertained. Hopefully we get some more games. That's all.
Yeah, definitely. Right. I just want to get more games so we don't have to not have basketball for the summer.
Tied up as possible, man.
Yeah. So
we'll see.
Yeah,
what we got next on the docket?
Let's see. Let's go ahead and
yeah, man.
Phoenix hires Frank Vogel.
The floor is yours, my brother.
Y'all love our leftovers, man. I swear, man.
I mean,
they love bro. They ain't a big market. They all right under there.
No, it's just doing y'all a favor since we gave y'all Steve Nash.
Thank you.
But
y'all can have him back.
This wasn't my first pick, but at the end of the day, I think what I'm like certain moves that have happened since the end of the season, not even the end of the season, since February, have proven to me that Matt Ishbia is extremely hands-on. Every move that has been made seems to have been something to me that he kind of has bypassed. Right, and says this like I'm going to make this happen.
You want the rock? You feel me?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to play out because sometimes like, hey, you hire these basketball people to make these basketball decisions, but if you just gonna come in and you're gonna do it, you own it, so people can, say, hey, you are being too overbearing, but not many people can say, hey, like you made these moves, but now I'm going to be held accountable. Like him making these moves, James Jones is still on the line because, hey, you still the GM.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Hill.
That's the Snyder way of operating.
I didn't want to lose. I want you to lose your point because I know you had more. I just wanted to ask you, what about Frank Vogel made you think that the owner's decision is like he's so hands-on? What about that hire made you say that?
Because him and Frank Vogel have a past. Remember, Matt Ishby, he former, he was involved in the NBA and just got rich. So he has his guys, and so coming in, I can tell Frank Vogel was one of his guys and that he has a relationship with. And Vogel, he was still doing a lot of his interviews in Detroit, and so people were coming into Detroit and stuff like that. And to me, once again, I think if it was a James Jones decision, I think someone if seeing that Kevin Young is still on staff, that lets me further know that Kevin Young was James Jones's. That would have been his choice, and that might have been a lot of people in the building's choice because they saw highly enough of him to retain him, keep him on staff, and make him the highest paid assistant in the league. But I think Matt Ishby was just like, no, I want my guy. Like, I'm coming in, this is my team, and I'm going to put my imprint on it. I pushed this Kevin Durant trade across the finish line, and now I'm going to get someone in here I think who can help this. And so, I think he's coming in and saying, like, he wants a proven commodity right now because he feels like that is what's going to get it. But I also believe what we're starting to see in some of these, with the NBA, one of the reasons why you don't like retreads, Hill, we start to get fresh ideas. And that's another reason why I think Kevin Young would have helped. Look what Darvin Ham was doing with the Lakers.
He was the first choice.
Kevin Young? He was my second choice if they couldn't pull Tyronn Lue. And to me, I believe that Tyronn Lue stuff, I knew it was just a ploy.
Yeah.
But if it was possible because of Matt Ishbia coming in and slinging money around, then I was like, hey, fuck it. If he could do it, do it.
All right, I got to go ahead. I thought you had a question, Kenneth. I got some more questions.
Why? I'm trying to figure out. You said that Matt had a few of his guys, but why is Frank Vogel one of his guys?
I won't call it nepotism, but it's his club. It's him being a former, being around the NBA and not just some rich guy coming in from out of it, still having some basketball ties. He has some he has his connections already. So it's like if Cannon is going to start, going to buy something, and it's like, hey, we got a podcast to start. You gonna be like, hey, I think I know some guys. You know what I mean? And so I think that's why I was more so. Look, I'm gonna push it across. Hey, you guys like this guy? We'll keep him on staff for now, but I'm gonna get who I want.
So realistically, what you think? Well, but this to your James Jones point, I truly think that a GM's true job is first and foremost to bring talent, and I think that when it's a coaching change, I feel like ownership is always going to have some type of input in that. It's not
input, yes, but I think it should be like you hire, like, to me, you hire your general manager for a reason. To me, it's just like when you go into
you don't think that.
Hold on, wait. Let me just land this real here. It's the same when you go into and like you go to a job and you go to interview. As soon as, like, most times, especially if it's a large company, you don't immediately go in and interview with the owner. You go in and interview with your direct manager and maybe their direct manager and maybe some other people within that department or whatever, and then they pass it up the chain for final approval or maybe a second interview process. But to me, it felt like Frank Vogel was just like, I know Ishbia, and I'm gonna talk to it. Hey, James, you can come in and sit in on it, but I'm just gonna I'm bypassing that. To me, that's what it seems like.
What makes you feel like that he didn't have James Jones approval?
So here's once again, that kind of takes me back. I'm not saying he didn't have James Jones approval, or take James Jones, like I wouldn't even say approval, hear James Jones input. But once again, like I said, to me, hearing the stuff like John Gambadoro is like the number one Phoenix Suns insider. And most stuff that he says usually tends to be true. In the moment Monty Williams got fired, James like Gambo was saying they're gonna try and get Ty Lue, but it looks like that's just that's a shot in the dark. The number one candidate is Kevin Young because Kevin Young, he's been an assistant in the league. He's well respected in his league. He has a good offensive mind and getting other people in charge. And then also Devin Booker was pounding the table for him. And we kind of saw it with Adrian Griffin in Milwaukee, where Giannis was like, I'm in these, like, I'm your guy. Like, this is who I want. And they pulled the trigger. And so I like a lot of people within, in the Suns circle felt like, okay, James Jones likes him. Book is, that's Book's guy who has been working with Book, trying to, expand Book's game and works with Book pregame and stuff like that. And so it's just like, that's what kind of led that. And then out of nowhere, to me, Frank Vogel wasn't necessarily seen to be one of the top choices, but then all of a sudden, it almost like he just like threw the big joker and said, okay, this is my guy.
So I got a question. What is your well, we all know how I feel about retreads, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
My coaching philosophy has already been laid out, like how my coaching searching philosophy has been laid out. Like, what is yours?
So to me,
I don't think I ever asked you to ever, like,
because to me, it's more nuanced than just what's my coaching philosophy. Because to me, sometimes you may want to retread on a younger team who has some potential to be up and coming. But if you have a veteran laden team, to me, that's fine to try something new, because now those guys they have seen it, they've been there, but then someone new can come in and bring fresh ideas. You get what I'm saying? So to me, if I have a veteran laden team already, that has the maturity level, it's like, cool, let's do it. Because you take it like Ime Udoka in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
He was a new head coach. That team was still young, but they have been there. But it was a perfect marriage where it's just like, okay, these guys can kind of respect him also for what he has done around the NBA, and he earns that respect. Joe Mazzulla was on that bench with them, but he comes in, it's almost like they get sloppy again. And some of the stuff, it almost like he didn't continue what Ime Udoka, did. And to me, it was like, okay, maybe they would have needed a veteran presence in there to be like, hey, let's calm this shit down. Let's get right. To me, I think someone new coming into Phoenix would have been able to relate better to some of the ancillary players. Like, Book and KD, they're gonna do that. But what can you do to scheme up, help out these other players to get them in position instead of just doing the same thing that you've always done and be predictable? And I think that's what we needed. So I'm not sure if Frank Vogel's going to do that. He said some stuff, and it could be a change, but let's see.
But I think that's exactly. I think Frank Vogel, all objectivity aside, I think he is the person that y'all needed, because he has he's shown that he's not just married to, like, how we talk about offensive coaches, how they just married to their system. You got to run this and run that. Like, he's shown the versatility in his stints that he can adapt to his personnel and to his players, and he can let his players, be stars, or be themselves, and he can implement his system. His defense is up there. Like, his defense travels where everywhere you go. You can check the statistics on how his team's defensive ranking just goes. But retaining a Kevin Young with him can actually give y'all a better. It could be more beneficial than actually giving Kevin Young the head coaching job. Me personally, I'm all for assistants getting jobs at new places. I know it works for some people that, okay, sometimes the assistant just steps up and all of a sudden he's becoming the head coach. But my thing about this is, where was your ass at when we was messing up while the head coach got fired? Like you just say nothing in the meeting then.
Listening to their assistants, bro.
And look, I put my hands up.
Right, but I was about to say, because once again, it's the same thing. Like I said with Ishbia, yes, you can. It's the same thing with your kids. Like, hey, you can make a suggestion, but nah, this is my house. Because at the end of the day, I have the final check off, and so and I 100% get what you're saying. You know, you like assistants getting jobs, new places, and I can understand that. But also, I don't mind it, especially depending on how you're able to build out that staff. Because sometimes, to me, I think that new person being able to have that voice in the room, and then you can build out the staff to do the other stuff. To me, I don't see I like that as well. It's the same thing like when Zach Taylor got. I'm sorry to bring it back to my team, but same thing I told you when Zach Taylor got the job, and I was like, I don't think he's ready. The only thing that's going to make me comfortable is if he can bring in veteran coordinators to really, stabilize stuff while he learns. And so,
who believed in him first?
Talk to him, Kenny. Stay on track. Stay on point.
Yeah, right.
I know you about to have to stay on point.
But yeah, so that's all I'm saying. Like, to me, it would have just been a complete lost cause, because they have the ability to build out a veteran staff underneath him to, for him to lean on. And to me, that helps, because now you have the ability to have someone for quite some time. Because now Frank Vogel, if he doesn't win with this iteration, KD is going to be gone within maybe 2-3 years.
He's going in
2-3 years.
But that's what I'm saying. So KD, so that's what I'm saying. So KD's probably going to be gone in 2-3 years, and your core is going to be Book and whoever else you put around him. And to me, having a retread now, you kind of be like, okay, what are your expectations for someone you've already seen? And if things get stale and you haven't really seen him make adjustments. To me, if you get someone younger with a veteran laden staff, it allows him to grow, because also Book is still only 26. And so to me, you have your window, but you also have something fresh outside of that as well, where it could continue to grow as well. So you can reach it, you could still work towards extending your potential by having a new, fresh voice.
But this is a retread that won.
Yeah.
And I get that, but also, so I don't want to sound like I'm hating. Yes, it's a retread that won, but when it was with LeBron and AD, and I get it, we have that was the best version of AD we've seen, and I'm not trying to diminish that, but I'm y'all got time. We had this conversation in private, so I no need for me to rehash it, but I don't think winning with that necessarily means, oh, he can do that here, because it's different. So because he won there, that doesn't really hold weight to me.
I'm just saying.
I get it.
It holds something. You know what I'm saying?
And that's all I'm saying. It should hold, because y'all have a win now window.
Yeah, so bro, y'all don't need nobody trying to learn on no curve, bro. You need someone that could come in. One thing that we were worried about when Frank Vogel came to our team was, could he make adjustments? Could he change his, and that's what Hill was referencing earlier. Could he change what was his normal style? And he proven to do that, because like Hill said, he's able to hang his hat on defensive play. And if Phoenix can have a defensive mindset this year with whatever moves y'all make in the offseason, if y'all do some of those moves that Hill said to fix y'all, you see what I'm saying? And then y'all have this guy as a coach. You got Kevin Young still on staff. I think y'all do have a win now window. And you see what I'm saying? Barring that, Denver keeps everything intact and come back, of course, they'll be the clear favorite if they go on to win. But after them, the West is pretty even, bro. It's like everybody has a chance. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if y'all can have a good coach, easy money sniper who's supposed to be one of the greatest players on the planet, Devin Booker, who's the future of the NBA, come on now, this is a win now team. So I like the move.
Now think about it. Like say, even when it came to when y'all played the Nuggets, like I said, like y'all was still putting up points. Y'all can score with the best of them. Like okay,
Right.
y'all just didn't have a bench. Y'all absolutely needed some defense because you couldn't stop them either. But you and like you said, you didn't have depth. Cool, we not have to argue semantics at this point. But it's like the one thing that we know that y'all can do with Booker and KD is score. So
Right,
go
absolutely.
get somebody that hey, I can teach y'all how to play some defense. You feel what I'm saying? I'm saying? So it's like I get it.
And both KD and Booker are willing defenders. We've seen that before in their past. So it's like just need change the mindset. I feel like, bro, Phoenix is in good position.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, this isn't a slam dunk. Like hi, I get, I understand you push back, you wasn't excited. I get that, but it said, well, you sit back and you really think about it, and you think about okay, there's some of the moves that we can make in the all season. Okay, or some of the things that we can do is y'all may be taking a step in the right direction.
Right. And to me, outside of the coaching, I don't believe the coaching hire is the most important thing that we have to make this off season anyway. And so that is, to me, this is the start of when things actually are going to really determine where we're going to go. And I'm going to let y'all go because I have some stuff to say about this. So I'll let y'all go.
This was one, if I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here. Was this on your fix it?
This was number one on the fix it. Get Chris Paul ass out.
Because if I ain't been so on Chris Paul the last 5 years because he hasn't shown us, and even early in his career, he hasn't shown us that he played basketball late. So it's like, bro, the Suns are good early. We can do whatever we need to do to be where we need to be early. We need somebody that's going to be there during when things get rough late, May, June. Chris Paul has been injured probably the last 8 years in May, bro. Like, I'm just saying, like, somebody got to get us the stats on that, but it's ridiculous. I can't remember the last time. So, of course, he got to go. And how much was he making?
I'm on the 30.
He's about to start go to 30. So being waived, I believe.
Are you
being waived? I think
come on now.
Have the partial guarantees. I think
two players now.
15 million, I believe, and so that frees up, I think, around like $12 million in space. Hill, you got
my thing about getting rid of CP is, like I said, this is the first step of rebuilding which I got going on. CP, I'm gonna just say it. He been catching a lot of social media bullets, well deserved, because of some of his play, like Cannon articulated, him not being available, in the times that his teams need him. So my thing is though, but some of the social media strays that he ain't been getting, it's time to get. The way that people was acting about Westbrook, how Westbrook need to come off the bench and how Westbrook need to reinvent himself and Westbrook need to do something, we need to add some of that sauce to Chris Paul. Wherever he go next year, I'm pretty sure that he wants to play somewhere else next year. I get it. I'm not. We can get to that after that. He can come off the bench, and if he's coming off the bench, I believe he still has a chance to be available when you need him.
And that is why
you right here. You right.
And so that is why I believe the Suns waiving Chris Paul doesn't mean the end of Chris Paul in Phoenix, but it allows them to free up cap space, bring him back, and put him and pay him like someone who has like the potential to come off the bench and have decreased minutes. And by us waiving him, if someone claims Chris Paul, they're on the hook for the full guarantee of his money. So
don't worry about that.
So nobody is going to claim Chris Paul. It opens up money where you can possibly bring in another, younger but still veteran point guard that can take over the load for Chris Paul's in the regular season.
Y'all can bring him back,
and then it helps our depth. We can actually have a floor general work with the second team if necessary, and he can give you minutes on the first team also. So it doesn't end it. And this is why, depending on what happens next with DeAndre Ayton, could also be something because he's a max, because he's a max player, and instead of having him, taking up one max, you could possibly flip him for multiple assets, and then with moving Chris Paul, and then if you potentially move DeAndre Ayton, it puts you significantly below that apron as well, and so you're able to build up depth because what we like, one thing that people have always pointed out over and over and over, when new collective bargaining agreements happen, the teams that adapt the fastest are usually the teams that become in contention the fastest. So if they're able to do these things where it's going to be hard to have more than two of these super max players on your roster and build out a roster without going going over that apron and into those floors, I think this is something that will allow them to do that. And it's very possible that Frank Vogel wants to keep DeAndre Ayton. So I'm not saying that, but it is
might.
But this
I know.
Right, but
he can play defense.
But this possibility of even just with waiving Chris Paul now, doing that allows you to even be way more flexible than you could have in the offseason. And like I said, with you saying Chris Paul should have got start getting some of this Westbrook slander, he's also understanding that, and his career is coming to the close. So
he ain't deserved that Westbrook
slander. So it's hold on, wait. So even if it's not Westbrook slander, people know that he doesn't he knows, and he's self-aware, and he doesn't have a championship. So staying on this team and being almost 40 years old, he say, okay, this is still possibly my best chance to get a ring.
That's right.
So come back on the cheap and just do what I got to do and help out and just see what I got to do on the back end.
And to my point, Hill, he deserves CP3 slander, not Westbrook, because, bro, Westbrook was smoking layups. Unbelievable, bro.
I don't care who slander. I'm just saying. Hey,
I'm just saying that.
No, I'm saying that to Hill because Hill rubbing his hands like he about to
Chris Paul was
say something to me.
Chris
I
Paul
don't care.
I am.
Couldn't play basketball.
Don't bother me.
He just was hurt. You know what I'm saying? But when he was on the floor, he was productive for the most part. Westbrook was out there for a year and a half, bro. We didn't know who the hell that was.
He was a point guard for a year and a half.
My thing about the slander is just the fact that just make sure you direct your criticism where it's supposed to be.
It's equal opportunity criticism.
That's all I'm saying. My thing to you, AJ, is okay. Do you think Chris? I know you said he's self-aware, he understands, and all that.
He still wants money.
Do you think that Chris Paul, now that he's a free agent, he'll be a free agent? It's other contenders that can need it, man. If he's going to come off the bench, you mean to tell me that
he can go to Boston?
You mean to tell me that he just go happen to just go back to Phoenix with open arms?
I never said it's a guarantee. I'm just saying that this opens.
I know that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, no. All I'm saying is this opens up the possibility, and I don't like the. So if Phoenix brings him back and they sign him, they're able to give him 2 and stretch it over 5, similar to what they used to what they did, I think, with Allen Iverson, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they can there's stuff where Chris Paul can still get money, and once again, it's towards the end of his career, and
he gotta know that.
And sometimes it's hey, go with what you know instead of trying to go somewhere new. I know Phoenix. I've been here. I've played with Book. I like Book. And I like playing with KD, stuff like that. And so instead of trying my hand somewhere else and not knowing what's going to happen, I can be here comfortable.
Because the young dudes ain't gonna like it.
It's still not far from LA, so he can get to LA whenever he want, be with his family and all that. But like I said, it to me it's not far fetched, and to me it is. If you saying Phoenix versus the field, I think it's a push. I think it's almost 50-50 for him to either come back to Phoenix or go somewhere else.
He'll want him in LA.
No, I didn't say I wanted him in LA. I said I would take him in LA if he's coming off the bench. If he's coming off the bench, but it's not. But it's other teams though. It's just the fact that we've seen these players ain't self-aware as we giving them credit.
Personally, I've seen enough of Chris Paul for my lifetime.
That's fine.
That's what it is for me. It's like there's other you could bring in somebody else that could give you what a Chris Paul can give you.
I'm not saying that we won't. I'm just saying
if you look hard enough, you can find someone who can give you that production and probably be healthy in the end.
And that's why he would come off the bench.
You hear me arguing that?
And I said I agree with that, but I'm just saying like that was a personal take. Don't
okay.
Nothing to do with
I was just saying
I've seen enough of him.
We've seen players a lot of times take these things personally, getting waived and all that. You know, all of a sudden now they got a vendetta against. You know,
and I'm trying to give him that Joker energy that you gave Joker. I'm trying to give him a battery to put in his back. I would like to see him get one before he left. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to put it out there, like, bro, if you ain't gonna do nothing, Chris, we done with you, bro. If you coming back this year, bro, put it all on the line, man.
Let's see. Well, we'll see.
Show me Wake Forest, bro. I ain't seen Wake Forest, and
you better get on YouTube.
A bunch of nut punches.
Better watch some highlights.
That's the only thing you're getting from Wake Forest.
Yo, Chris,
a bunch of nut punches.
Chris Paul, low key a dirty player.
Ain't no low key.
It's nothing low key about it.
It ain't no low key. It's a low blow, but it ain't low key.
He man. He had a lot of them joints over the career.
Yeah,
that's why they low key.
And they was giving him a pass because people liked him. He was very liked in the media. But now he's starting to catch them social media strays. They catching up. You know what I'm saying? They not letting them get a pass anymore.
Good. I ain't giving them a pass. And we've been spent too long on the Suns. God damn it.
You know we had to let AJ cook. You know, let him. You know he didn't get it. We ain't let him ISO, but we definitely let him cook. You know, say
what happened if you let AJ cook, we gonna lose, man.
Motherfucker always be like, you don't talk enough. But now we've been spent too much time. Like, yeah, like
I ain't say that, bro.
Just because you guys, right? So,
speak your mind.
No, it's okay. Y'all let me cook, so we can just go ahead and talk about Dalvin Cook.
There we go. Come on, man. The segue is on point.
Yeah, I cooked, and now, hey, Dalvin Cook got released. He done posted a photo of him dancing in the Miami Dolphin Stadium.
Hey,
you know, for him to be a running back, say what you want. He's got some suitors and some opportunities out there for him to definitely land on his feet.
I'm in DC, baby.
First off, say that again, AJ. Because you might start my rant early. Go ahead, say that again. Repeat what you just said.
Okay, don't come at me. I'm just saying for what I believe. So, you know, people like to get they like to move on from running backs. So for him to be a running back, he has plenty of options to go out there and land on his feet. The floor is yours.
Come to DC, baby.
And this is the problem with people, like I say, like I get it, you know, the don't pay the running back community, you know, and all that, the analytical crew of, you know, how you, like you say, you don't want to spend this but so much money on the running back. You know, the teams that win, they don't spend on running backs and blah, blah, blah. Bro, we are talking about the impactful running backs. Like, it's different. I'm not talking about some of these regular dudes out here that's playing running back. We are talking about the ones that's the impact ones, the one of them ones. And when Dalvin Cook came into the league, he instantly became one of those ones. Even on a down year last year, statistically or visually, when you looked at him last year, okay, cool, he looked a little boom or bust. You know what I'm saying? But he still had that boom and still was productive last year when it came to Minnesota. Like I said, I get it. I understand his contract, blah, blah, blah. But we also know that Minnesota is in that, what's the thing you said last week about him, AJ? They in that sweet spot of they don't know where to take or be trash.
Go for it, yeah.
So it is what it is. But my thing is though, and you can see it on social media. You can see the Vikings fans already hyping up Alexander Madison. You're going to see the difference between an impact from running back and just a running back. Because, bro, Alexander Madison is just a running back. Like, he's good, he's decent, cool, I get it. But it's levels to this. And Dalvin Cook is an impactful running back, like I said. But cool.
Can I just make a statement? And I know.
Say what you
so from that class of running backs who all got paid around the same time, there's only two that are still on their same team. Well, three. I'll say Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, and Joe Mixon. and people want to move on or give Joe Mixon a pay cut. So Christian McCaffrey got traded, and when I understand you talk about impactful running backs, but when Christian McCaffrey got traded, Carolina Panthers run game didn't change. I think it was Deontay Foreman and Chuba and all those. They were still getting those yards, and they almost made the playoffs. We've seen, Zeke, as much as people want him to say that.
They was invested in position every team, right?
Right. And then we saw you guys Hill move on from Zeke. David Johnson, he was David Johnson. That was good, bro. Right. And we've seen Dalvin Cook, he was the 5th highest paid, and then Derrick Henry has been in trade talks all off season. Yeah. So I think, and I think it's just kind of like what you're seeing, they don't want to pay them. But those are, so to me, all I can say is, yes, those were those impactful running backs, but once they got that money, can you get that impact from a committee and spend that money elsewhere and get something more impactful? And I'm not saying that's my thoughts. It's just a question I'm posing to you.
So let me answer your question. It is possible to get that from a committee, but it is rare, bro, because when you do running back committee, what does that mean? You don't have a bell cow. And all of those guys that we just named are bell cows. Now, there have been instances where teams have, remember when Jonathan Stewart and it was somebody else in Carolina?
I forgot his name too.
It was D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah.
That was a vicious committee. You know what I'm saying?
They paid both of them, I believe.
See what I'm saying? That was different because they caught 2 guys who was right at the point of ascending. You see what I'm saying? And they captured lightning in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be rare to do that because you're going to find yourself in a situation like the Cowboys where you have a bell cow and you had to pay him if you want to keep your bell cow, but then you have a budding guy who potentially could be a bell cow. So it's like, or you're gonna have one of those teams that just have 2 or 3 just running backs that you can't even rely on. Like you had a good game last week, this week you got 2 fumbles. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's a Russian roulette. I never ever devalued running back. Do I want to make them the highest paid player? No. I do feel like they should be paid if they are transcendent, like Hill said. So if you get one of those guys, you have to pay them what respectively to the running back market, whatever it currently is. And you shouldn't be afraid to pull that trigger, bro, because that's why the Saints that's why they still have Kamara. So it's like, and he's been the bedrock. So it's like when everything else has, every quarterback that's been suited up for the Saints been able to hit Kamara on that damn screen. You feel what I'm saying? And hand it off to him when they didn't been stressed out. So, you got to pay your running backs. Sometimes if you have these type running backs, Dalvin Cook is, like Hill said, I believe he's one of them ones. And if he was to come to DC, bro, I would not be upset at all.
So we got so let me rebuttal what you asked me, what you said to me, AJ. When you brought up Christian McCaffrey, you said the Carolina Panthers running game didn't fall off, right?
Right.
But you also failed to admit that when you got to the 49ers, how their offense went to a whole nother level with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I get and the reason why I get that, and the reason why I didn't mention that is because
it didn't help.
I know.
No. Not that I didn't mention the point, because we've seen Shanahan in that system with running backs.
Yeah, say it.
And so to me, had they not had to put Christian McCaffrey at quarterback, them having him helped. But we've seen them do things like the way that they're so interchangeable. Like we've seen them do stuff with those guys. And so to me, having Christian McCaffrey, I don't necessarily know. Like I'm not so certain for the long term what they gave up is going to elevate them.
This is my thing. We've seen all those regular running backs that the Shanahan system had done throughout the years, right? We can throw the whole list out of all those running backs. Wasn't the difference What's the difference when they got Christian McCaffrey? Didn't it look different?
It was
It didn't look the same. It didn't look the same. Ain't
Yeah.
no way in the world you seen that. You watch that same 49ers with Elijah Mitchell back in the backfield that was running with Christian McCaffrey.
And
It's the same difference.
So
it's levels.
Because he was going to finish
levels.
when he get to them second levels.
So it's levels. Okay, it's cool with the Shanahan system throughout the year. Even his dad. It damn sure looked different when Terrell Davis was back there, right? Or it damn sure looked different when Clinton Portis was there. But Alandis Gary ain't, even though he,
Morris,
you feel what I'm saying? Like, we get it. Like I say, the Shanahan system is a running back
friendly,
system, running back system friendly system. But when you get one of them ones back there, that system looks totally different. And also another thing, Nick Chubb is on that list as well.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb is still producing since he got paid.
Yeah,
and we ain't like saying a word. My whole philosophy when it comes to paying anybody, I don't give a damn what position you play. Are you an impactful player? I pay my impactful players. That's what I do. I don't give a damn. I drafted a receiver.
Name what player you paid here.
Name what player I paid?
Yeah.
Almost started listing. I paid him.
Come on now.
But when it comes to my team building philosophy, like I said, I don't give a damn what position you play. Like I said, impact player. Like I said, I'm not about to just pay positional value. I'm about to just pay a wide receiver because he's a wide receiver. No, if his ass is regular, what's the difference? Why we not using that same philosophy for him?
Yeah,
for them. But we're gonna pay them.
I never said.
But you literally just said when it came to running back, that money that they pay for running back, could they allot that money somewhere else? Why are we not using that?
But Hill, that's why in my statement I said for the long term. That's why I said for the long term, because yes, you have Christian McCaffrey, but now you lost Mitch McGary, your offensive line. Like, to me, outside of Trent Williams, you could have made more moves to make sure that you continue to have a decent offensive line, because we've said it for years. Your running back is only as good as your offensive line. So yes, you may have Christian McCaffrey, but if he can't run to the right side because somebody just always in the backfield, it don't matter. So to me, that's when positional value comes in, where it's going to be like, what is going to elevate my team more? And I'm not saying, a below average, right tackle, just put him out there and pay him because he's out there. No, I'm saying go out there and elevate it and use that money to elevate. I'm not saying go out there and just give, your number 3 wide receiver running back money just because he's a number 3 wide receiver. No, I'm saying do something to improve it. I'm not just saying throw it at the wall. I'm saying actually go improve.
And my thing was, I was in it's one of those moments again where I was talking to you, but I wasn't talking to you. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So it was like I had to get my shit off, but it wasn't directly towards you. It's to these.
Say that shit then.
And I tried to save y'all because I said AJ never really. He posed a question. He was like, "Y'all tell me." He when we go back and listen to it, he said, "Y'all tell me."
I heard him.
And I literally said, "Let me answer your question." And I pretty much echo what
he heard me, but he wanted to direct that towards me. Right.
Hey.
God damn it.
I mean, can it catch some strays too? You know what I'm saying? But let's get to our prediction bag. Where's Dalvin Cook going to go?
I say DC, man. As soon as if we can get there, if we can hurry up and close this deal, he can get DC. Golly, as long as Snyder got the keys, we ain't making no moves, bro.
So is that a prediction or is that a want?
That's a want. But realistically, man,
I feel like that can be your prediction as well.
I mean, but realistically, Miami is that's where he wants to go. So it's like, bro, we're living in an age where players are taking control of their destiny. They're no longer doing what. And why wouldn't you want to go to Miami? That's a high power offense. If I was a running back, he could very well damn near be the key that could keep Tua on the fucking field. But he got to stay healthy too. So it's like, but damn, they would be a high power offense and they would be scary. So it's like, if Miami has got any brains, he want to come there if they could find, middle road. I think it's a no-brainer. But if DC could get some owners in the building and some people in charge to make some moves, then we need, we need a bell cow too. And our offense ain't too shot. It's not too bad. You feel what I'm saying?
AJ, where you going? Go ahead, say it.
The Dallas Cowboys.
I knew you was gonna say it.
Like,
I knew you was gonna. I knew one of y'all was gonna say it.
I'm just fucking around because honestly, I think Miami is the best place.
I mean, he could DC to DC. It could happen.
Like so, but
he's one of the DCs. You feel me?
There's some options, and to me, if it's not Miami, depending on what he wants to take, that's going to be the thing. That's going to be the option, depending on what kind of contract he's going to want to take and what he's looking for and what people are willing to offer. I think like I said, Miami is the best option.
Yeah, that's scary, bro.
Depending on how much money he wants to take, a sleeper team, I think, is Baltimore.
I was gonna say Baltimore, but I don't want him to go to Baltimore though.
I sure the fuck don't. But to me, when you have Lamar Jackson, it's like you're gonna have a great running game.
That would be scary if you had to figure out how to stop both of them coming out the backfield. Those receivers should be open downfield for sure now. If Lamar ball fake to Dalvin Cook, bro, linebackers is done.
Yeah,
I don't have I try to think outside the box, and I'd say that the teams that we've seen him linked to, what I'm saying, the most. I do believe that Buffalo definitely has a strong chance of getting him. What I'm saying,
because his brother.
Because his brother is there, that chance to play with your brother, and y'all can be the attack. Like you don't mind sharing the backfield with your brother. You feel what I'm saying? Like if he would go anywhere that had that
my brother on the bench.
When it comes to like sharing the backfield, like I say, I get it. Like like the rumors of Dallas is interested, but like why would he come to Dallas when Tony Pollard is there? Like why would I share the backfield with Tony Pollard? You know what I'm saying? When I can go share the backfield with my damn brother and still be on a contending team. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. And so
Dallas is a contending team though.
I said, and still be on the contending team in Buffalo, like
because it ain't cold.
I mean, yeah, I said, yeah,
right.
I mean,
but because he a Florida boy now, right?
Yeah. Like I said, I do agree.
They had the dome, so it's now he in Buffalo. He gonna be outdoors now.
Can I? I know you said you were trying to think out of the box here, but I have an out of the box thought.
What's more out of the box than the Ravens? But go ahead.
The Bears.
Because they don't want to win.
Because remember I said depending on what he wants. But the reason why I say that is because once again, when we've seen these like very high level mobile quarterbacks, what you can do when you have that run, like an actual a side by side, that elevates your run game and by proxy makes you a better passing team. and so having we saw towards the end of the season what Justin Fields could do as a runner. And he was doing that with Chase Claypool out there trying to catch passes.
It's still cold in Chirac.
I know, that's why I said it's out of the box. But you throw in a DJ Moore. Also, it's a possibility that passing attack can look completely different. It looks completely different. And so it's a possibility.
I like DJ Moore
so he can share the backfield with Fields. That 2,000 yards rushing. That's literally my point. And I said it's out of the box, guys. Like, keep up.
We see, we can't.
Funny.
It's a being funny thing. Yeah, that's why I laugh. Like, what I'm saying. But I get it. I got an out of the box one, but I don't want to use it because I think another player is gonna go there. But I got the Chargers.
Yeah. So
I got Zeke going there. That's why I didn't want to use Dalvin Cook, but I got Zeke going there.
So here's one. I know, like this is if he doesn't get the offers for those winning teams, the
He
Rams.
don't get them offers.
Oh, the right.
Yeah, because like when the last time McVay been McVay when he had Gurley.
Yeah, that
So
running game ain't been the same. I mean, y'all was sold
Right.
on y'all boy.
Where
Cam
is
Akers.
our girly, man? We need a doc. We need a doc on my boy.
Yeah, them knees, them degenerate
He had
knees.
the, he had the Brandon Roy of the NFL knees,
Yeah,
bro.
they need to have a whole
Yeah.
documentary about them.
It's a lot easier to get the Brandon Roy knees in the NFL
yeah,
when they running you 400 times a game.
that actually makes sense.
But you know what
Yeah.
the funny part is?
Brandon Roy had the girly knees.
Even when his knees was bad, when they still put him in, he was still girly, bro.
Yeah.
It just he just couldn't do it no more, man.
And you know, that's also one of the reasons why I'm shocked Nick Chubb has been so durable since he's come into the league, because that knee injury that he had in college.
Sometimes,
shit
bro, if you attack, did you see Nick Chubb when he was doing rehab, bro?
Bro, his knee was in his chest.
Yeah, but he attacked that joint, bro, like Adrian Peterson did, bro. Like he really attacked that rehab, bro. And if you attack rehab for real, you could have a stronger knee than you had before.
It's all about getting that confidence back, to be quite honest.
That's what it's about. And once you get that, plus the actual strength of it, with now your real ligaments is rubber and can tear, bro. There's some synthetic material, bro. You might be, come on now, jukey, bro.
Jukey.
So it's like, bro, it's all about how you attack that rehab. And clearly Chubb did everything that he needed to do. We've seen some people come back from surgeries, and I mean, we've seen Suggs come back from Achilles and go on a sack tear, bro. So it's like we've seen other people come back from Achilles and never ever look the same. So like it's all about
Wake.
See what I'm saying? Yeah.
Poor Cameron Wake, bro. And he probably was eating Twinkies during rehab. He looked like that. You see what I'm saying?
Cameron Wake had one of the, like, when Cameron Wake tore his Achilles, I'm like, oh, he rolled his ankle, because I'll never forget.
Yeah, it didn't look bad.
He popped his Achilles in, like he was just laying on his stomach, and he looked in the camera. I'm like, oh, he just rolled his ankle or something. Immediately they brought the card out. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on,
bro?
Was it ruptured Achilles?
Wasn't he 30 when he got in the league though?
Yeah, because he was playing in Canada.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It was only a matter of time for that thing.
Just
It used to be another one of my Madden moves. I used to go back when he, you know what I'm saying? It was a good cut.
Yes, we did. See how Derek attacked his rehab, he came back in record time. Absolutely right.
He better attack something this offseason, because y'all gonna be booty.
Why you always going at the table? Like, you don't never stall him out. Like, you don't never stall him out, bro. No, never stall him out.
Because
true.
No, because until Ross acknowledges that we ruined the Titans, it's up for them. All he gotta do is say, hey, yeah, y'all changed our trajectory.
I don't think that nobody's gonna just flat out. Nobody wants to say that about their team, bro.
Exactly, and that's why he gonna get. And that's why. Yeah. See, he ready, because he understand. He gonna see, and it's gonna be bad, because now I'm gonna be talking shit in Nashville.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Let's get this thing up out of there.
Ain't nothing but a gangster. Barry Bonds doc coming to HBO. HBO has begun production on a new documentary about MLB legend Barry Bonds with the producers from The Last Dance. What are your thoughts, gentlemen?
I heard they're not letting Bonds be a part of it, though. So it's like,
and to me, that's where I have the biggest issue.
And this is my thing, bro. Like, stop selling your publishing rights, bro. Like, when you're like, bro, you were a baseball player. Like, if you sold your publishing rights somewhere along the lines, Bonds, that's I can't be mad at nobody but you, because you weren't broke like musicians and people that had, you know what I'm saying? Some people got to do it to make their leverage in the game. You see what I'm saying? If you was a young musician and somebody offered you, like Justin Bieber just sold his catalog, so it's like it made sense for him though. For $300 million, that's life-changing money. boom. But it's like, bro, come on now. Like, if you sold your rights and someone's making a doc about you and you can't be a part of it, I would be in court, bro. First of all, I will have my rights. And you ain't
that's
turning off on it.
Not well. See, that's not 100% true, because for someone to make a documentary, they don't actually have to have your rights. It's just like when they wrote that book about Bonds in 2006. He tried to block it in court, but because they said
because that stuff was true. So they're telling truth. So here's the thing about defamation: if you tell the truth, it's technically not defamation.
So that's what I'm saying. So
it's fact.
It's
gonna be hearsay, bro.
No, not
necessarily. Be random people that they brought in who think they know, but we don't know for sure. Come on.
But see, that's going to be the problem. Like, and that's the thing. Once again, HBO don't miss.
They don't.
So
as far as us liking what we see, that don't mean
what I'm saying, Cannon, is HBO is not just going to put out a documentary where it's like, oh, it's going to be hearsay. No, they're going to do everything that they can to vet these things. They're going to do all of that. They're going to get court
part of it. Then technically you ain't vetting it all the way. HBO.
That's not true. You
gotta go ahead from the cow's mouth.
No, because that's not true, Cannon.
But you gotta go to the cow's mouth.
No, you don't.
You do, bro. He's living and well. Like,
so that's not this. This is not the first time somebody has made a documentary.
Why not?
Because this is not the first time that documentaries have been made.
Why not?
Because you don't have to involve them.
So why not have first? So one thing I learned about
people don't like Barry Bonds. That's why they're not going to put him in.
Let me finish. One thing I learned about research, right, when I went to college, is what's called a primary source. If I'm going to do a documentary, right, I got to have primary sources. Barry Bonds is the key primary source. Anybody else you talk to, unless it's the Balco people or somebody else, they're secondary sources, bro.
You're not thinking about the talk about
from their point of view. I'm just saying, like, if you want to bring in somebody a doctor who had records, then we know that that's factual. But if you're talking to other players who was in the locker room, bro, they're giving it their spin, bro. So it's like, let him come in and do it. Like, why not? That's what I'm saying. He's still alive. He's not a criminal. Like, what are they blackballing him on his own documentary for?
Because people do they do not like Barry Bonds. No, but that's why they're going to make it this way, because now they can make it and paint him in even worse light. Because now they're not going to make it just like when Michael Jordan had sign off on The Last Dance, and we were like, oh, this was just like a fluff story to prop up Michael Jordan. People are with Barry Bonds not having any input on this. Guess what? They're going to be able to paint Barry Bonds in any light that they want, because, like we've always said, two things can be true. And now with this, they can take the truth that they want to portray. They can make this whole documentary about Barry Bonds using steroids. They can make this whole about all of that, and you won't hear nothing about how great Barry Bonds was as a player. Possibly Barry Bonds having 2 Hall of Fame careers. All of that is going to be tear down. And once again, you don't have to sign off. He could have never sold any publishing in his life, and they can still legally make this documentary.
I guarantee you he did, though. But they do all the time, man.
He didn't when they made that book in 2006.
He did somewhere.
How do you know?
It being a fine print.
I had a question though. Like, what's the difference between a documentary when they do a documentary on somebody died, when somebody died?
So when they died, the key primary source is not available. So it's like you have no choice. So it's respectable. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we didn't have, like, sometimes people die young. We know he was gonna die. So if like somebody wanted to do one on Chadwick, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't here. So it's like they gotta go to people who are around them and stuff like that. But it's like if Chadwick was alive, it's almost disrespectful to do a documentary about him and not ask him. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, this dude is alive and well. The reason is only one reason why they wouldn't want to speak to him, because they want to spin it in a light that they know that he ain't going to be with. But even still, allow me to just get my part out. There are documentaries where we see where people didn't agree with the whole arcing part of the documentary, but they at least got on there and told their part. You feel what I'm saying?
What if he didn't? We don't know what the documentary is going to be.
We
actually. So we don't know. They could possibly not even need him, to be quite honest. The way they can do this,
That's my point.
They can talk around him without actually needing him there. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily have to put him in a negative light. Like I said, we don't know, because I don't need to talk to you. I don't like you, but I do.
Be a positive, Doc. Come on, we know that.
It don't have to be negative. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative.
It's gonna be.
I mean, even if he did it, it would be negative. Like, he's a negative person when it comes to.
He could tell us his part of it, and then we can actually know now. So now we ain't gonna really know, which is why I said if he ain't gonna be a part of it, I ain't gonna watch it.
But I'll let you know how it is,
because I already know about all the speculation about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we lived through that era. So it's like, we know about all the speculation, how everybody else felt about it. They've been blackballing him since. Like, he should have been in the HOF. He's not. So it's like, they're going to continue. They want to still drag this man. So it's like, bro, if you're going to drag me, at least give me my day in court, in public court, since you're trying to publicly drag me in the public court of opinion, but you won't let me get on the stand.
I know, but there have been plenty of books made, movies made, documentaries made without the person, the people, the subject being involved. Like, you know,
I seen Flex Washington play Michael Jackson, bro,
while he was alive.
Because Michael didn't sign off on that stuff, and that's the thing. Like, Sony, once again, publishing, bro, it's important, bro. It's the reason why Sylvester Stallone won't go see Creed 3. It don't have nothing to do with.
No, Sylvester Stallone doesn't want to see Creed 3 because he felt like he got written out of it.
No. That's wrong, bro. The dude who owns the rights to the Rocky franchise, Sylvester Stallone, sold his publishing rights to the Rocky franchise in 1979 when he was broke, bro. And he's been leasing it to make the Rocky movies ever since then. So it's like, when Michael B. Jordan wanted to do it, Rocky first put him with the guy, and he signed off on 1 and 2. But it's like, Rocky been trying to get, well, not Rocky, Sylvester Stallone been trying to get ownership back, but the dude won't sell him back. So he call it, you know how it is, it's like calling a scumbag. But it's like, bro, you signed a bad deal. So it's like, it is what it is. Now that you're up and you have the money, you want him to give it back, but he's not going to give it back. So it's like, no, he can do what he want. He can make Creeds or Rocky spinoffs, do what he want. He don't need you to be a part of it. And so Sylvester Stallone wanted people to know that, like, I don't got no beef with Michael B. Jordan. It's a beef that goes way back before him. But it's because of the mistake that he made with giving up his rights, which people always, they don't even be knowing they doing it half the time. But, bro, when you go on a contract with most people in business, bro, it's never for what it really seems. You know what I'm saying? It's always equity involved when you're dealing with people who know what they're doing, bro. They always put, they like, bro, if I bankroll this after a certain many years and you don't pay me this amount, I'll own it outright. You might not even read that part. You just read the initial amount of how much you was getting paid. And that's what happened, bro. So it's like, if you own all of your publishing, you can stop whatever you want from coming out, bro. If somebody tries to publish that works, you feel what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't. And when you sign with sports teams, most of the times you give up your publishing rights to the team.
I'm ready for it. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna watch the Bonds one, because you know he's gonna do one. He's gonna sit down with Vlad or somebody. You know.
If he's sitting down with Vlad, then he doing bad.
That's what I'm not watching. Tom Rinaldi or somebody like that. You feel me?
Bro, every time Tom Rinaldi talk, I just get sad.
It's sad.
It'd be sad as hell, bro.
It don't matter what it is, bro. Whatever the subject is, bro, you just instantly just get sad, bro. Even during the game, your team could be winning. He just talk about your team winning. You be like, damn, are they losing?
He be dead, bro. He always, if he talking about kids, I'm turning, bro. Because it's the worst story you've ever heard.
Little cancer kid, bro. Make his wish and get back to the game, please.
Bruh, please, after I stop crying. Oh man, this is episode 201. Yeah, I know y'all can catch us all major podcast platforms, 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _ You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill. That's Cannon. It's AJ. Y'all the fours. And we out.
Yeah.